It's Friday, May 1st.
This is a transborder pipeline similar to the old Keystone XL pipeline.
Proposal approved. U.S. President Donald Trump has now authorized a pipeline project that could pump oil from Canada to Wyoming.
I think, eventually we will get closer to real-time information. But at this point, this is what's workable.
Provincial government has decided not to provide real-time information on rural emergency room closures.
They played very fast, and we weren't very fast. It was just the opposite. They had a good start. We didn't chase in the game.
Heartbreak for the Edmonton Oilers, eliminated in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs first round. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Happy Friday.
Sad morning if you're an Oilers fan. Great morning if you're a Flames fan, because we don't like to see you have success either.
I have not had the chance to speak with my husband yet this morning, but I'm sure he's a little bit sad.
Maybe he'll jump on the Buffalo bandwagon with me. It's a lot of fun.
I think he will.
Crazy.
He has said that Buffalo is his number 2 team.
Those fans are crazy. I joined the bandwagon because the hat was $8. Let's get over to news. 6:01. Provincial government has decided not to provide real-time information on rural emergency room closures. 2 weeks ago, the government gave tentative approval to legislation brought forward by the NDP. It was to prevent rural residents from driving to closed emergency rooms. The government says posting real-time information is not possible.
And really, I think as we work with the Saskatchewan Health Authority and our operational teams right across the province and facilities large and small, really working towards providing this information to patients as soon as possible. I think, eventually we will get closer to real-time information. But at this point, this is what's workable.
Jeremy Cockrell will be on the show at 6:40 this morning, so stay tuned for that. The province is spending $115,000 to train hospitality and tourism workers to identify signs of human trafficking.
This training is about awareness and action. It gives hospitality workers the tools to recognize the warning signs of human trafficking.
Human trafficking happens when a person is controlled or harmed for another person's profit. The province says hotel workers are often best positioned to recognize and report human trafficking. The funding comes from the National Action Plan to End Gender-Based Violence. Regina Police are reminding you to call 911 in the event of reporting a drug overdose, not the police service's non-emergency line. Police say calling the non-emergency line can result in delays in getting EMS and medical assistance to those who really need it. 911 operators are able to forward calls to the appropriate first responder, whether it be police, fire, or EMS. The reminder comes after more than 50 reports of potential overdoses have been made in the last 24 hours, many of them going through the non-emergent line. The Crown and Defence are recommending a 25-year-old Saskatchewan man who caused a fatal crash can be handed a 2-year sentence. Jeremy Dodge, what are we learning this morning?
Daryl, good morning. Earlier this year, Wiley Vermette, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of dangerous driving causing death and 2 counts of dangerous driving causing bodily harm following the crash on June 11th of 2024 in Saskatoon that left 1 person dead and 2 others seriously injured. The affected families spoke about how the crash changed their lives at Vermette's sentencing hearing yesterday.
It's been really hard losing her so traumatically.
We're going to live with this for the rest of our lives. We're just trying to get through the days, day by day, and it's been a struggle, but we're trying our best.
The Crown and Defence recommend, with credit for time served, Vermette would spend 2 years less 5 days in a provincial jail and have a 7-year driving prohibition. The decision on his sentence has been reserved until June 19th. And city crews will be starting to clean residential streets next week. City of Saskatoon says it is residential street sweeping will begin Monday, as they have been able to get a jump on early season work on major routes. Residents should notice yellow no parking signs at least 36 hours before sweeping begins in their area. Vehicles must be moved off the street in affected areas by 7 a.m. the day of the sweeping to allow crews to get close to the curb. Those left in restricted areas will be ticketed and relocated. You can see a list of sweep dates on the city's website. All right, Daryl, more reaction in Regina over that potential sale of Real.
Regina's Executive Committee approving the potential sale of a portion of the exhibition grounds to Brandt. It's now been pushed to proposal to the next council meeting.
Ultimately, to get to where the vision of Brandt is looking to take this facility, we're talking, multiple decades compared to something that, a private investment like this gets there much quicker and has that capacity.
The $6.5 million deal includes some property tax exemptions and grant provisions should council approve it. The proposed purchase assets will be exempt from property taxes for 5 years and could be extended so long as Brandt operates on the site it currently sits out.
After a period of time, perhaps when some investment is recouped, that a portion of those taxes might be collected with a commitment of the city then reinvesting all of those dollars, every penny, back into the campus.
The incentive for them not to be owned by the city and for them to be all the risk on the private person is that you don't tax them any more than you would tax yourself. And I think that's a fair compromise.
If future tax exemptions are not approved by council, the city has agreed to provide a grant as long as Brandt continues to operate the site, as the agreement outlines. The rising cost of jet fuel is having an impact on Regina's airport. Airport Authority CEO James Bogus says he is not worried about the long-term effects of flights in and out of the airport, such as when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, but he does caution those who are looking into flights to and from YQR to be aware of some short-term effects like possible cancellations and route changes.
What that will mean potentially is you'll see trimming or tweaking of existing routes. Maybe an airline may not bring back a particular route that was popular or people thought was popular because it lacked profitability. That is absolutely possible. But we're talking about in percentages, small percentages, not dramatic swings.
Due to the jet fuel shortage, both the WestJet and Air Canada have added temporary fuel surcharges. At Thursday's AGM, Regina Airport Authority CEO and President James Bogus reacted to the news of possible privatization from the federal government.
We're having those conversations, early ones now, about how the government may invest in our airport to help us offset some of these significant infrastructure items that we need to look at, and those conversations will continue. And I will say that there's been an openness and a willingness to have those conversations with airports, certainly the Regina Airport.
Bogus went on to say that in the case of the Regina Airport, government privatization might look like a pension fund or investment instead of having a debt from the bank. All of the clocks will soon sync up in Saskatchewan and Alberta. Saskatchewan is now moving ahead with replacing its 1966 Time Act so it can properly align in all areas. This comes after Alberta decided to ditch changing its clocks for daylight saving time. Now, something Saskatchewan's already been doing, but there were some exceptions, which is why Saskatchewan's time zone legislation needs an update. Under the current Saskatchewan laws, some border cities like Lloydminster had to change their clocks to match Alberta. This new bill would legally end that practice, so a formality there. More bad news for Canadian drivers after oil prices spiked again over uncertainty in the Middle East, trickling down to the gas pump, of course. The price of regular shot up 8 cents a litre overnight in some parts of the country. Gas price analyst Dan McTagg says we can expect more volatility in gas prices as the unrest continues. Here's what some of you had to say.
It doesn't make anything better with cost of groceries and trying to, feed a family. And we live half hour to the city, so everything we have to come to the city, it's a little crazy.
$38 it cost me yesterday to fill back up again when I got back to Radisson. So it was $38 to come to Saskatoon and home again.
Yikes. Analysts say the rising prices continue to be driven by the ongoing conflict, of course. The season is on the line when the Raptors take on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight.
Comes to Game 7, but you got to take care of business on your own floor for Game 6. And that's good.
If the Raptors win, they will force a Game 7 on Sunday in Cleveland. Good news is it looks like Scotty Barnes will be ready to go. That game time tonight is 7:30 Eastern, 5:30 our time. After back-to-back years of battling for the Stanley Cup, the Oilers are out. The Oilers were eliminated last night in a 5-2 loss to the Anaheim Ducks. This was Game 6 of the first round series. The Oilers lost to Florida in the last 2 Cup finals. Anaheim will now play either the Vegas Golden Knights or the Utah Mammoth. Let's get over to the Weather Center. Maybe some Oilers fans are upset. They could, wipe away their tears with dollar bills.
Absolutely. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. And again, just a reminder, you head to the contest page on our website every day. I'm getting text messages with those code words. You're not being entered. You have to go to the contest page. All right, let's turn our attention outside now. A beautiful start to the day in Regina after a beautiful day in Saskatchewan yesterday. 1 degree right now to wake us up. A few clouds and winds very calm right now, coming in at 4 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, we're waking up to 4 degrees right now. Mix of sun and cloud. A few more clouds through central Saskatchewan to start the day right now. And those 11 kilometer per hour winds, those will be increasing for our afternoon in a few places in the province. Not so much in the afternoon, but more so into the evening hours as well. Let's take a look at that radar and satellite, though. We did see some precipitation in the province yesterday, mainly impacting the southeast corner of the province overnight. It started in the evening hours, but overnight it really transformed from the rain into some of those flurries briefly, and then into some freezing rain as well. So if you're waking up with us from areas around Estevan this morning, Carlisle, roads could be partially covered with a little bit of precipitation this morning, so take it slow. Futurecast showing we're not seeing a lot this morning, but into the afternoon hours we will be seeing more of that rain falling far up north. Into the evening hours we see it trying to track down. We see it just east of Prince Albert around 11:15 p.m. Continuing on to look at Saturday morning, seeing some more of that rain falling in areas in the southwest corner of the province around Swift Current. It does try to push away, but it does circle right back for the afternoon hours. So this is at about 2:45 p.m. tomorrow. Again, southwest corner seeing some very light rain shower. Into early morning on Sunday, 1:45 a.m., seeing that come right back to northern Saskatchewan. It starts with some rain and then it does transform into some snow by Sunday afternoon. Again, that is going to be sticking far up north, though. Let's talk about today. It's funny that we have a forecast with snow for some parts of the province into the weekend, and then today seeing temperatures around 24 degrees in the Battlefords, 24 degrees for Swift Current, 22 for Moose Jaw with that sunshine, 20 degrees for Regina today, 22 for Saskatoon, and 19 degrees for Yorkton. Down in the southeast, 20 degrees for Estevan and 22 degrees for Weyburn. Your weekend is looking nice, a little bit cooler than what we're seeing today, 16 degrees tomorrow and 20 degrees again on Sunday, though. Winds will be going up for our weekend, though, so expect some gusty conditions. In Saskatoon, 17 degrees for your Saturday and 20 degrees for your Sunday, cooling off into your next work week, down to about 7 degrees by Monday and back up slightly to 9 degrees by Tuesday.
Lyme disease is the most common illness spread by ticks in the U.S. The CDC estimates that nearly 500,000 people are treated for Lyme disease in the U.S. every year. Lyme disease is a result of bacteria spreading through the bite of a black-legged tick. As temperatures warm, these pesky insects become more active, especially in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and upper Midwest parts of the U.S. One of the most common signs of Lyme disease is a red bullseye rash at the site of the tick bite. Some people may also have fever, chills, headache, or joint pain. Left untreated, it can seriously affect the heart, joints, or nerves. Lyme disease is usually treated with antibiotics, and most people recover. To lower your Lyme disease risk during tick season, experts at the American Medical Association advise wearing long sleeves and pants in wooded areas using EPA-registered insect repellent. Regularly perform skin checks and showering within 2 hours of coming indoors. With this Medical Minute, I'm Alex Stone.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
case you missed it, have you seen the new Banksy? A new statue with the British street artist's signature on it has appeared in Waterloo Place in London. The statue depicts a man with his face covered, holding a flag as he appears to be walking off the statue's base. Of course, it's attracting a ton of onlookers.
I love that we're just talking about art. How often do we talk about art?
I don't know.
Outside of like, hey, there's the Mona Lisa.
I mean, this is Banksy, though.
Also, how does he get stuff, like Jeremy, how does he get stuff into public spaces so...
I don't know.
Under
But
cloak
he
and
has
dagger,
full
you know?
exhibits. He has connections.
Yeah. He's got people.
I don't think he sets them up in secret as much anymore.
Yeah. Wild.
I think he's become big enough that, yeah. Wow.
He has helpers.
Like elves.
Yeah, like little elves that help Banksy accomplish this.
Let's do our question of the day.
So today is actually National School Lunch Day.
Oh.
So if you're watching this and you're making your kids school lunch right now, just throw something a little special into it today. But we're asking you, what was your favorite thing to have in your lunchbox as a child? Jeremy.
Yeah. Now we're going to date ourselves, Jeremy.
Oh, big time.
Yep.
Before the days of Gushers and Fruit by the Foot, we had the very first fruit snacks, I believe, Fun Fruits. There was Fun Fruits and Fruit Wrinkles. And they were just little...
Fruit wrinkles.
Yeah, but even before your time, Daryl. This is when I was pretty young. But yeah, they came in little wax packages. I don't know, but yeah, this was like Fun Fruits of the 80s and
Why
early
did they name them
90s,
Fruit Wrinkles?
I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind was...
It was the off-brand. There was Fun Fruits, and they were a huge hit. So this other company comes in, and it was this. They were the same, but they had like a little line through them. So they called them Fruit Wrinkles.
First thing that came to my mind was Dunkaroos and Gushers. So.
Yeah, Director Corey said earlier that he's never had a fruit roll-up before, and it has blown my mind that somebody has not had a fruit roll-up. So
let us know what you had in your lunch that you love. Text the number on your screen or scan the QR code. Health news, ironically, on the other side of this timeout.
A proud part of Canada's defense sidelined by injury.
This season has not been the one that I was expecting.
How he battled back for a shot to compete on the world's biggest stage.
We might say that this was a golden generation.
Tonight on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
Chevron exceeding profit expectations as higher oil and natural gas prices, along with supplies from the acquisition of Hescor, outweighed production outages from the war in Iran. Adjusted first quarter net income of $1.41 a share was 51 cents higher than the average estimate from analysts in Bloomberg. Oil prices, though, were edging higher on Friday as the stalemate between the U.S. and Iran dragged on. Traders could do with some calm after a month of wild swings for crude. And another of the Mag 7 stocks reporting after the bell yesterday, Apple delivering a surprisingly strong revenue forecast for the third quarter, even as it warned that memory chip costs will increase and that shortages of Mac computers will persist for several months. Sales, though, are expected to rise 14 to 17% in the period, which runs through June. And those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Let's say hello to Mike Siona now, who has his walking shoes on ahead of the weekend. Mike, why is that?
Because the Janes Walk Festival in Saskatoon is upon us. That is why I've got my walking shoes on, a nice pair of Hokas, in fact, in case you were wondering, Jeremy. He also wears Hokas. We're here with Murray Gross, though, not talking about the footwear, but the focus of that footwear, and that's Janes Walk. What is it?
Well, Janes Walk is an international walking festival that honors the work of Jane Jacobs. Now, Jane was an urbanist who believed in walkable cities. So, throughout the world, including Regina and Saskatoon, we have walking festivals with guided walking tours, free guided walking tours throughout the city that help people meet their city.
Pretty cool. I like that. And as you mentioned, kind of that urbanist, that city planning component of it, because cities can be experienced very differently on foot than by car or through public transit.
Well, that's right. The best way to meet your city is to do it on foot. So Janes Walk Saskatoon has 20-plus free guided walks throughout the city this weekend, starting in a few minutes, and we'll hope to see people at Jane's Walk, Saskatoon this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, you not just already started. You guys kind of kicked things off here the last couple of days. I think there are on the website 24 more today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Inside, outside, we'll keep talking all about them. Why is it so important for you, do you think, to recognize this walk?
Well, I believe in community. I believe in meeting people, and we at Jane's Walk help the community meet each other. So for the full weekend, we'll be meeting, we'll be talking, we'll be learning, and we'll be having a lot of fun.
Fantastic. And walking, all part and parcel of it. We're going to chat a little bit more about where some of these walks are and maybe some of the hidden gems that you may not know about here in Saskatoon as the morning continues.
All right, Mike, I love this idea. Looking forward to hearing more throughout the morning.
Let's turn now to our school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at 1 degree, 4 degrees now through Saskatoon, with just a few more clouds through the central zone compared down to the south today. By lunchtime in Regina, 17 degrees, warming up to that expected daytime high of 20 degrees by final bell with that sunshine. And in Saskatoon, your lunchtime temperature will be 18 degrees, warming up to 22 degrees by final bell. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price, $189.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $169.9. In Saskatoon, the common price is also $189.9, and you might be able to find it for as low as $160.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $699.83 per ton. The futures price at $763.80 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $293.78 per ton. And the Canadian dollar is up. It's at 73.40 cents U.S. Coming up in 10 minutes, the health minister joins to talk ER closure notices. Stay with us.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us on Your Morning on this Friday, 6:31. A stunning reversal of previous stance from the U.S. president, who has signed an executive order authorizing a new pipeline to transport Canadian oil to the United States.
Slightly different than the last administration. They wouldn't sign a pipeline deal, and we have pipelines going up. And by the way, they're way underground. They're not a problem. Nobody even knows they're there.
The Bridger Pipeline is a joint proposal from Canadian pipeline company Southbow and U.S.-based Bridger Pipeline. The proposed project would have the capacity to move more than 1 million barrels of oil per day, with analysts suggesting it could boost Canadian oil exports to the U.S. by 12%. Trump has claimed that the U.S. doesn't need oil or just about anything else from Canada. The UAE is officially leaving OPEC after nearly 60 years. The United Arab Emirates announced its move to withdraw from the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries earlier this week. The organization oversees oil production and has a major influence on the global prices. The UAE has said that it made the decision now because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The UAE says doing it now will minimize any potential impact it will have on the oil market. The UAE now says it will be prioritizing its national interests and increasing its oil production. The departure is considered a major blow to OPEC. So the question now is, what does it mean for everyone else? Well, for now, not much because of the current supply constraints in the Strait of Hormuz. But in the long term, experts say the move could potentially lower oil prices and gas prices more. UAE oil is going to enter the market. A push is underway in Regina to take a closer look at rental housing safety as concerns grow over thousands of units needing major repair. Last night, a community association discussion was held about the possibility of creating a Regina rental registry. The system is already used in other cities across the country and North America, and supporters say it could help track rental properties, identify problem units, and ensure homes meet safety standards. According to Statistics Canada, more than 2,500 rental units in the city require major repairs, including plumbing, electrical, and structural.
Rely on a mechanism that exists through what is commonly called the rentalsman in Saskatchewan, where you can report issues with your unit. And so that's good, but it's province-wide. And what we have learned is there's thousands of units in Regina that are in need of major repairs.
The idea is still in the research phase. A judge in Alberta has ordered a separatist group to take down a list of voters from its website.
Authorized to possess or use that list of electors.
The group is called the Centurion Project. At a town hall on Wednesday, the group was served notice by elections officials. Elections Alberta is alleging the list was obtained illegally. This is a database of almost 3 million voters containing information like names, addresses, and phone numbers. This information is given to every political party and MLA. Elections Alberta says there was no hack. The data may have been leaked by a political party that had access. The RCMP is now investigating. An organizer at a flotilla says 2 Canadians were detained by Israel when the Gaza-bound ship was intercepted.
We're about to be intercepted. We have a very large military vessel very, very close to us, shining a very bright light.
This is video of one of the boats being boarded by the Israeli Navy. The ships were intercepted off the coast of Greece while trying to break a 20-year naval blockade of Gaza. About 175 activists were taken into custody. The 2 Canadians were detained were from Ontario and Quebec City. The UK government has now raised its threat level to severe after a string of arson attacks and a double stabbing.
We are seeing an elevated threat to Jewish and Israeli individuals and institutions in the UK.
The suspect in this week's stabbing appeared in court today and has been charged with attempted murder. 2 Jewish men who were hurt in the attack, suffering serious injuries. The suspect was also charged with attempted murder in connection with a separate incident the same day. London's Jewish community has already been on high alert following a string of attacks targeting synagogues and other communal buildings. The heightened UK terrorism level essentially means with a terror attack, it's going to be highly likely. Ottawa has announced funding for Saskatchewan's tech sector. Our federal government is providing $7.8 million, which will see $4.1 go toward organizations using and developing AI in Saskatchewan. The other $3.7 will go to CoLabs as it strengthens partnerships, enhancing ag tech programming, and to deliver 3 conferences aimed at connecting startups to venture capital and investors to help tech business grow. Ottawa also announced support for 5 other businesses and organizations working to develop AI in the province.
I think remarkable to see is the ecosystem being built here in the prairies that looks at problems that the prairies see daily. How to deal with agriculture, how to deal with crop yields, how to deal with resource extraction, and to put new technology to those traditional industries.
Other organizations getting support are Coconut Software Corporation, Vendesta Technologies, Home Team Live Technologies, and the University of Regina and Artificial Intelligence Saskatchewan Corp. Some transactions for the Rough Riders on Thursday. The team picking up receiver Jalen Johnson, who spent time with the LA Chargers, while announcing the departure of a former Saskatchewan Husky. Linebacker Seth Hundaby, a 2025 CFL draft pick, signed a deal with the Riders in November after a standout senior season at the U of S. But the team now says Hundaby informed them that he's going to retire from football, intending to pursue an opportunity outside of the game. 9 people are set to receive the 2026 Saskatchewan Order of Merit. From Regina, Raymond B. Blake, considered one of the province's most distinguished historians. Chris Econ, recognized as well posthumously for his work as a neurosurgeon serving southern Saskatchewan for 4 decades, and Melissa Morgan, an associate professor at the School of Music at the U of R. From Saskatoon, Annie Doig, a family doctor and president of the Canadian Medical Association between 2009 and 10. Phoebe Voits, who founded the Saskatchewan Children's Choir. Engineer Harold Orr, recognized for his work in energy efficiency in homes. Prince Albert's Donnie Parento, an award-winning musician. You know him. He is a leader of the community as well. Artist Lionel Piachu of the Red Pheasant Cree Nation is being recognized for his public sculptures and paintings, and Saskatchewan's former privacy commissioner is also being recognized for his efforts. Let's get to the Weather Center. Kayleen Sawatsky, do you deserve an award for your weather today?
I think so, but hey, weather is subjective on what you like, right? Some people might like the cooler temperatures, some people might like the warmer ones, but we are seeing some really nice temperatures today. Not quite as warm as they're seeing out west. Alberta right now, we're seeing already 7 degrees in Calgary, 8 degrees for Edmonton. Over even further towards the west coast, Vancouver's already at 9 degrees to start the day, so we're not seeing temperatures quite that warm, but we are warmer than areas over in Manitoba, where Winnipeg is waking up to -3 this morning. We do have some areas that are into the positives, including Stony Rapids at 3 degrees to start the day. Buffalo Narrows at 4 degrees, Spiritwood at 4 degrees. Some areas with those cooler temperatures still in the negatives, though. -1 in La Ronge, -1 in South End, -2 in Nipawin, and -1 in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, we're already seeing 6 degrees in the Battlefords, 2 degrees in Kindersley, 4 degrees to wake you up in Swift Current right now, 5 degrees in Moose Jaw, 1 degree in Regina, and 4 degrees in Saskatoon. So temperature is not so bad to start the day. We'd like to see more of that light blue color creeping up on our screen, though. Later on into the afternoon, temperatures are really beautiful if you like a lot of that sunshine. 24 degrees for the Battlefords, 24 degrees for Swift Current, and 22 degrees for Moose Jaw with a lot of sunshine today. Estevan up to 20 degrees, Yorkton 19 degrees, and Prince Albert 17 degrees, 22 for Saskatoon, and 20 degrees for Regina, though. Now, this is not going to be sticking around. It's a beautiful day for now, but into our next work week, we do see temperatures take a bit of a nosedive, so we have to enjoy it while it's here for now. Today's wind gusts, we are seeing them increasing in areas around North Battleford up to about 40 kilometers per hour later on into the afternoon. So we are seeing conditions a little bit more gusty than what we have been seeing in the past few days. It's not really going to be too bad in the afternoon, though. It's actually into the evening and overnight and into your weekend that we're really going to be seeing those winds picking up. 7-day forecast, as I mentioned, temperatures going down tomorrow, 16 degrees, back up on Sunday, back up to about 20 degrees. And then it's your next work week, Monday, that we really see temperatures going down in the province back to below the seasonal average, 8 degrees. We are seeing the possibility of some light rain shower in the morning on Monday in Regina. That could be pushing off for your afternoon. 8 degrees on Tuesday, 11 degrees by Wednesday, and 15 degrees on Thursday. Not seeing precipitation in the 7-day forecast for Saskatoon. 17 degrees tomorrow, though, 20 degrees on Sunday. And then again, seeing that drop off on Monday, 7 degrees on that day, 9 degrees by Monday, 11 degrees with more of that cloud cover moving in for Wednesday, and 15 degrees for Thursday.
Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we head to New York. Nationals taking on the Mets. First inning, Juan Soto in a set one deep to right. James Wood drifting back to the wall, leaps up and steals the home run from Soto. He's listed as 6'6", making it look a little easier, though. Perfectly timed jump to make that grab and steal the home run. Claim your must-see moment from Thursday. And the NBA playoffs continue tonight on TSN. The Raptors trying to stave off elimination. They host the Cavaliers in Toronto for Game 6. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority will soon post temporary emergency room disruptions on their website at least twice a day at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. The provincial government directed the SHA to make the change, which will be effective on May 19th. Jeremy Cockrell is the Minister of Health, and he's spending a couple of minutes with us this morning. Before we get into the emergency room topic, which is very, very important, there is another thing that we're celebrating today, and I like to end Fridays on good news. So you'll be in Saskatoon later today to celebrate Air Ambulance.
Yeah, it's the 80th anniversary of Saskatchewan Air Ambulance. Daryl, it's actually the oldest non-military medical transport program across North America. We've got 4 planes, transport about 1,500 patients every single year. Just an incredible service that we have here in the province.
What does it mean to us to be able to keep that going? So everybody thinks of Air Ambulance, they think of STARS, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've got a great partner in STARS providing the rotary wing service. We've got Rise Air providing service to less acute patients. But for those 1,500 patients that use the fixed wing air ambulance service every single year, it means they get the right care at the right time. And that makes all the difference for patients and their long-term outcomes.
All right, so let's talk real-time information on our healthcare system, ER closures. You don't want somebody driving from Weyburn or Rollo to Weyburn or whatever it has to be, whatever the situation ends up being. Why can't that data be posted in real time?
You know, I think people can understand, especially those who work in the healthcare system, there's a ton of moving parts in terms of as we, if we're coming up to what we might see as a temporary service disruption in a community, the Saskatchewan Health Authority and their operational teams go through a lot of steps to try and avoid temporary service disruptions. We try and put other staff in place. We try and provide other coverage. We try and, utilize programs like the virtual physician program and point of care testing to make sure that we can cover off those services if we do think that there's going to be a disruption. So again, we went last in the fall, we went to once a day reporting on disruptions. Now we've directed the Saskatchewan Health Authority. We need to have those updates at least twice a day. But it's important to note, we noted in the news release and as well in my scrum yesterday, we actually at least twice a day as a minimum. And if we can do it sooner, that would be the goal as well, to provide as real-time information as possible. But, I hope the public can understand that there's a lot of moving parts as we work to avoid disruptions and put those services in place for people.
I think the real answer here is recruitment and retention. Where are we with that?
Absolutely. I was asked yesterday, what do you hear from municipal leaders across the province in terms of this issue? When I meet with municipal leaders and patients from across the province, the priority is how do we get more physicians? How do we get more nurse practitioners? How do we fill the nursing vacancies that we may have in our community? That is the priority of our government, and our Patients First plan is actually addressing the issues that cause the service disruptions. We don't want to have temporary service disruptions in any facility across the province. We've seen really good progress on the nursing front in the last couple of years. We still have some work to do on the physician front, but I think some of the things that we've put in place over the last couple of months in terms of additional training and residency seats for physicians, as well on the nurse practitioner side, more incentives and more training seats there, I think, we're setting ourselves up for some positive years ahead on that front.
Jeremy, thank you so much for a couple of minutes today. We will say thank you to our first responders and happy 80th to our air ambulance service here in the province. Jeremy Cockrell is the Minister of Health in the province of Saskatchewan.
Thanks, Joe.
It's May 1st, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Marty. She's turning 2 years old. We hope you have a super fun day with a ton of love from your grandma and Papa Hutchinson. Turning 10 years old today is Olivia. Welcome to Double Digits. We hope your birthday is a fabulous one with love from your family and Jake the dog. We're also sending a huge congratulations out to Karen today as she marks her retirement. Wishing you all the best in your next chapter from your friends Charity, Soraya, and Roger. And another retirement today. Congratulations to Tom. We hope you enjoy your day and the next phase in your life. This shout out coming from all of your coworkers. And looking forward to the weekend. A big happy birthday going out to Cyrus. Your Nana and Papa sent in this photo and said, wow, 24 already. Time flies. Enjoy your special day. And finally, happy birthday to Callie. She's also celebrating tomorrow. We hope your birthday is the best one yet, with love from your family, friends, and the Dashans.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Chase, I think I did it again. I might have printed to your station.
So with the power problems that we've been having in the building, our printers haven't been working either. So I did just check, and there's nothing there. So
it's just me being a menace too on a Friday. What's going on the radio?
I don't have your soccer plans this time on the printer. Today we're talking about the weekend. We're excited. Our Glow Pitch tournament is finally here, powered by Sherwood Co-op, all in support of the Queen City Kinsmen and Telemiracle 2027. So we're inviting everybody to come on down to the Highland Curling Club Saturday and Sunday. Games get underway about noon tomorrow, and then we'll go into the wee hours of the night, and I think kind of like glow bowling, but makeshift baseball in a curling rink. So that's what we're going to be playing. Even if you're not on one of the teams, though, the Beer Gardens will have some 50-50s going, and there's some great raffle prizes. Blue Jays sent us prizes, Winnipeg Jets, and a lot of local companies to stepping up big time. So hopefully we'll see you down there. You can get more details at purecountry927.ca.
Good luck and hopefully good weather, Chase.
Well, it's inside, so you know what? The weather can do whatever it wants this year. It is anyway, I guess.
Olivia Rodrigo shouldn't be bored for long. The Grammy-winning singer-songwriter has announced a 65-date concert tour launching September 25th in Hartford, Connecticut, and spanning North America and Europe. The Unraveled tour is in support of her third studio album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Concert tickets go on sale May 7th, and the album drops June 12th.
Do you believe in magic?
Honestly, since I first walked into your office, I believe in everything.
No fooling around at the office.
Never at the office.
If we got caught, it could destroy everything I've built.
CEO Jennifer Lopez and lawyer Brett Goldstein risk it all in Office Romance. Can this workplace relationship flourish, especially when both people are workaholics? Netflix just released the first trailer for the rom-com, which debuts on the streamer June 5th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Jeremy, for family reasons, this one's right up your alley.
Oh, some proof of twin telepathy?
Hold up a number 1 through 5. Raise your right or left hand. Point up or down. Look to the right or left.
All right, this is Dwayne and Wayne, 78-year-old twins, and had no idea what their granddaughter was going to tell them to do. But without cheating, they both picked the same number, used the same gesture, did the same dance. Great minds think alike.
Does this happen in your family?
We have never, honestly, I can't think of one time. My dad is an identical twin.
Yep.
I don't think we've ever tested that.
You need to.
Yeah.
Which really makes me, gives me some ideas for family get-togethers
There you
this
go.
summer,
It's
honestly.
time. Make sure you tape them so we can put it on here.
Yeah.
These siblings, on the other hand, are not on the same wavelength. Instead, they are out to get each other every day. Zoe told her brother that she is so proud of herself. Look at the face, lounging on the couch while he's in timeout.
I feel this to my core because I have an older brother that is 13 months older than me, and I was snitching.
Oh, yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. We're going to take a timeout. We'll roll into the next hour. It's a little bit of extra time. We're back in 2 minutes. It's Friday, May 1st.
This is a transborder pipeline similar to the old Keystone XL pipeline.
Presidential approval given the okay to a pipeline between Canada and the U.S.
You have to accept it at some point, right? You just you're driving, you have to drive. That is what it is.
Pain at the pumps. Drivers in Canada can expect to see another jump in gas prices today.
It went very fast, and we weren't very fast. It was just the opposite. They had a good start. We didn't chasing the game.
Heartbreak for the Edmonton Oilers and their fans. They're out. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Happy Friday.
It's May 1st. Say it, Kayleen.
It's gonna be May.
There it is.
No, it was better yesterday when I said it because it's gonna be.
Yeah, now it is May.
And now producer Nathan's in my ear like, no.
Yeah, I can hear Jeremy Dodge sighing from here.
All of Saskatchewan being like, no.
Please, please, please don't. Out on a school night last night. Take a look. Phil Vassar put on a great show at the Casino Regina last night. He is in Saskatoon tomorrow in support of Old Dominion. That show at Sasktel Centre, bus restrictions and everything like that are up on the city's website. But my goodness, he's 10 number ones. He wrote songs for Jody Messina, Colin Ray, Tim McGraw. He played all of them last night, and I'm sure he's going to play them all again tomorrow night in support of Old Dominion.
I just can't fathom going out on a school night. Because
sung my childhood to me.
Are you tired?
I'm always tired. I've got a 4 and a 1-year-old. Of course I'm tired. Let's get to news. The provincial government has decided not to provide real-time information on rural emergency room closures. 2 weeks ago, the government gave tentative approval to the bill. Wayne Mantika with why they've reversed decision.
Two weeks ago, the government and opposition stood together in voting tentative approval to providing the public with real-time information about emergency room availability.
Those in favor of the motion, please stand.
It was to prevent rural residents from driving to closed ERs. Now the government has changed its mind about hourly updates on the SHA website.
MLA mode.
No. Currently, the government posts emergency room closure information once daily. It's willing to up that to twice a day.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority to increase the frequency of those notifications, going to updates at both 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. every single day on the website.
The opposition feels the public is entitled to the most current information available.
The government has this information at their fingertips. They've told us that EMS knows whether or not the local emergency is, the hospital is open or closed. So if EMS knows, then clearly SHA knows.
The government suggests that there are operational issues.
I think, eventually we will get closer to real-time information. But at this point, this is what's workable.
There are other alternatives. 811 can provide callers with the most current information on where emergency services are available. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
And we just had the health minister on the program. That interview is currently being loaded to our website. So as soon as that is up there, you can see that. It should be about 3-4 minutes. Arden Lloyd working hard on that. In the meantime, let's get right to your forecast. Keelan Sawatsky, what's going on out there today?
Yeah, we just couldn't wait to share this with you because it's going to be a beautiful day once again across Saskatchewan. I had the pleasure of walking around Wisconsin yesterday and chatting with a lot of people that were enjoying the beautiful weather. Today is going to be even nicer, if you can believe it. 1 degree already to wake you up in Regina. Winds calm to start the day. 4 kilometers per hour. Just a few clouds to wake you up in the Queen City. A few more of those clouds through Saskatoon and really all of central Saskatchewan to start the day. But warmer temperatures right now, 4 degrees and winds coming in at 11 kilometers per hour. We did see a little bit of precipitation in the province last night. It was really concentrating down through the southeast corner of the province. Started yesterday evening, continued on through the early morning hours today. It was a little bit of rain. It did transform to a little bit of flurries overnight, and we also saw some freezing rain with that as well. This morning, though, currently not seeing a lot happening in the province. It's into the afternoon. We see some more of that rain falling far up north, more of that cloud cover up north as well, some more of that sunshine down south. Into overnight, we do see some of that rain falling in areas east of Prince Albert towards the Manitoba border, and then we see some more rain moving in from Alberta, going to be impacting the southwest corner of the province right around Swift Current, starting tomorrow morning into Saturday afternoon as well. It's not going to be a large total, any large accumulation of it, just a few light showers down to the southwest corner. Into Sunday now, we're going to start off by talking about the very early morning, 2 a.m. We are seeing some more of that precipitation falling in the form of mainly rain, but it does transform to snow mainly as we get into Sunday afternoon. Again, though, that is going to be concentrating far up north. We're not talking about any of that snow down south. Today's forecast looking beautiful and above that seasonal average. 24 degrees for the Battlefords and for Swift Current as well. 22 for Saskatoon and Moose Jaw. 20 degrees for Regina. 17 degrees for Prince Albert. 19 degrees for Yorkton. Down in the southeast corner, we're seeing about 22 degrees on tap for Weyburn and 20 degrees for Estevan. Again, a lot of these areas going to be seeing a whole lot of sunshine today. We do see temperatures drop slightly for your Saturday, 16 degrees. That is still just barely above that seasonal average. 20 degrees back again for Sunday in Regina. Some very light precipitation expected on Monday morning for Regina, and temperatures do drop. 8 degrees on Monday and 8 degrees by Tuesday. In Saskatoon, again, a nice weekend above the average, but temperatures do drop off on Monday, 7 degrees and 9 degrees by Tuesday.
All right, Jeremy Dodge, let's bring us up to speed on the city of Saskatoon.
All right, Daryl, thank you very much. The Crown and Defence are recommending a 25-year-old Saskatchewan man who caused a fatal crash be handed a 2-year sentence. Crown and Defence recommending that 2-year sentence. The crash was in Saskatoon's Kelsey Woodlawn area nearly 2 years ago. As CTV's Stacey Hine tells us, court heard from the families of the crash victims whose lives will never be the same.
It's been really hard losing her so traumatically.
The family of 22-year-old Natalie Gardapi says their lives were forever changed by this crash on June 11th, 2024. That evening, a truck traveling at high speed down Quebec Avenue collided with an SUV, killing Gardapi and injuring 2 others, including Brandy Keenach, who was paralyzed.
We're going to live with this for the rest of our lives. We're just trying to get through the days, day by day, and it's been a struggle, but we're trying our best.
The man responsible for the crash, 25-year-old Wiley Vermette, pleaded guilty to 1 count of dangerous driving causing death and 2 counts of dangerous driving causing bodily harm. The Crown and Defence are jointly recommending a 2-year sentence for Vermette. With 5 days credit for time served, he would serve the sentence in a provincial jail. He would also receive a 7-year driving prohibition.
We look forward to obviously closing this chapter. Mr. Vermette's ready to go into custody, and we know Justice Lebac's going to consider our submissions, and we're hopeful that he obviously agrees with the joint disposition, but we'll be ready for anything.
While Vermette has no prior criminal record, the Crown says he has a significant driving record, including 9 infractions for speeding. The court also heard victim impact statements, many mentioning Gardapi's son and the milestones she'll miss, including teaching him to ride a bike and seeing him graduate. Keenach says she has lost her independence and now lives with family, while her aunt has stepped up to raise her 2 children. The family say the proposed sentence falls short.
2 years in a correctional facility is like basically nothing to me.
Honestly, I don't think it's good enough.
At the end of the hearing, Vermette stood up and said he made a mistake and he's trying to take responsibility. The sentencing decision has been reserved until June 19th. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Breaking news this morning, LaRange RCMP on the scene of a serious collision on Highway 102 just north of the community. Mounties say the investigation now in its early stages. The highway is currently closed and will remain so for the next little while, so expect delays. We will bring you more details as they become available to us. Again, serious collision on Highway 102 just north of LaRange. Carrying on in our news this morning, the rising cost of jet fuel having an impact on Regina's airports and several others, I'm sure. Regina Airport CEO James Bogus says he's not worried about the long-term effects in and out of the airport, just like back when the COVID-19 pandemic happened, but he does caution those looking into flights to and from the city to be aware of the short-term impacts like possible cancellations.
What that will mean potentially is you'll see trimming or tweaking of existing routes. Maybe an airline may not bring back a particular route that was popular or people thought was popular because it lacked profitability. That is absolutely possible. But we're talking about in percentages, small percentages, not dramatic swings.
Due to the jet fuel shortage, both WestJet and Air Canada have added temporary surcharges. The province is spending $115,000 to train hospitality and tourism workers to identify signs of human trafficking.
This training is about awareness and action. It gives hospitality workers the tools to recognize the warning signs of human trafficking.
Human trafficking happens when a person is controlled or harmed for another person's profit. The province says hotel workers are often best positioned to recognize and report human trafficking. The funding comes from the National Action Plan to End Gender-Based Violence. More bad news for Canadian drivers after oil prices spiked again over uncertainty in the Middle East, trickling down to the gas pump. The price of regular shot up 8 cents a litre overnight. Should have done this earlier, with gas in the Vancouver area hitting around $2.18 per litre. Dan McTagg from Canadians for Affordable Energy says we can expect more volatility in the market.
It doesn't make anything better with cost of groceries and trying to, feed a family. And we live half hour to the city, so everything we have to come to the city, it's a little crazy.
$38 it cost me yesterday to fill back up again when I got back to Radisson. So it was $38 to come to Saskatoon and home again.
Gas prices coming up on the show at 8:25. And now to the latest on the war in Iran. The U.S. Senate has rejected a measure aimed at restricting President Trump's war powers by requiring congressional approval.
47, the nays are 50, and the motion is not agreed to.
The vote, the sixth of the year, came just hours before the war hit its 60-day mark. A post-Vietnam War law says Congress must sign off on the war. Some U.S. lawmakers insist the president can unilaterally extend U.S. military involvement by another 30 days. Other Republicans argue ceasefire days do not count toward the total. After years of back-to-back battling for the Stanley Cup, the Oilers are out. The Oilers were eliminated last night in a 5-2 loss to the Anaheim Ducks in Game 6. Ducks win the series 4-2. They'll now face either the Vegas Golden Knights or the Utah Mammoth.
Stretch pass. Opportunity coming up for Teixeira, who scores!
And the Montreal Canadiens, the only Canadian team left in the playoffs, are hoping to punch their ticket to the second round at the Bell Centre in Montreal tonight. Habs have a 3-2 series lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's get another look at outside as we take a little time out there, Saskatoon. We're back in 2 minutes with your morning mystery and a whole lot more.
Time now for a look at your rural forecast. We are once again today seeing the warmer temperatures towards the Alberta border and cooler temperatures. And I use that term lightly because they are still just above the seasonal average towards the Manitoba border. But 22 degrees on tap for Lloydminster, 24 for Kindersley, and 18 degrees for Wynyard. Down in the south, more of that warmth in the southwest. 25 degrees for Leader, Rosetown, Maple Creek, 23 for East End, 20 degrees for Pilot Butte, and 20 degrees for Broadview as well. A whole lot of sunshine on the way as well, but a few more clouds for Edam, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 20 degrees this afternoon, and northwest winds could be increasing up to about 50 kilometers per hour later on into the later parts of the afternoon and evening.
All right, let's head back out to Mike Siona now. And Mike, it sounds like a decent weekend out there, which is good news for something like the Jane's Walk Festival.
Absolutely it is. The sun is shining brightly this morning. We're already seeing walkers and runners as the city comes alive here in Saskatoon. I'm joined by Murray Gross. But no pun intended, the weather has been gross the last couple of weeks. So part of this Jane's Walks Festival is a couple of indoor walks, including some access to a place that maybe people don't think they can get into.
That's right. This year at Jane's Walk 2026, we'll be hosting 2 indoor walks. One will take place at Sherbrooke Community Center. That's a nursing home, and one of the residents there will be offering a guided tour of the place. And in addition, we'll also be offering tours of the Canadian Light Source synchrotron. So we're very excited by these indoor walks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, the synchrotron, you said you've been there before, but it's been a few years since your last visit there. This is not out of the norm. I mean, they do public tours, but how great to have it fall in line with your Jane's Walk?
Yeah, they do public tours, I believe, every Friday, but they've opened it up for us this Jane's Walk weekend, and we'll be hosting approximately 40 people doing those tours. So there may be still some room, so check our website, janeswalkyxe.org, and click on the link and see if you're able to still register.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There are a plethora. How many walks in total are we talking about this week?
I'm saying 20 plus walks all throughout Saskatoon and area, both indoor and outdoor, and we're really excited about the Jane's Walk weekend.
No doubt about it. So if you see somebody walking around with that orange Jane's Walk sign, you probably maybe don't interrupt, but you'll know exactly what it is. Or better yet, get involved, get out there, find out something that maybe you didn't know was an option here in Saskatoon. And it's not just in Saskatoon, by the way. There's Jane's Walks going on in Regina as well. And I think, Murray, would you say about 500 places across the world?
500 cities throughout the world will be having Jane's Walks. We encourage people to get out and meet your city.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better, so I won't try.
Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we head to New York. Nationals taking on the Mets. First inning, Juan Soto in a send one deep to right. James Wood drifting back to the wall, leaps up and steals the home run from Soto. He's listed as 6'6", making it look a little easier, though. Perfectly timed jump to make that grab and steal the home run. Claim your must-see moment from Thursday. And the NBA playoffs continue tonight on TSN. The Raptors trying to stave off elimination. They host the Cavaliers in Toronto for Game 6. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Could this really be what the future has in store for us? Take a look. Japanese baggage handlers at Tokyo's main international airport will soon be joined by these humanoid robot helpers. Japan Airlines says it's preparing to begin a 2-year trial with these humanoid robots that will help with baggage and cleaning aircraft cabins. It also comes as the airlines industry is facing aging and shrinking workforce, so they're trying to replace some workers.
Well, I guess, but I still don't like it. They're going to lose my baggage. I know it.
Do we need them to try and look like humans? Like, what is that the best?
It's like when you go to
option?
Walmart and they have the machines that are cleaning the floors, but they put eyes on them. Why do we need the eyes on them?
Are they going to chuck my bag down the thing like?
Well, sensors,
Best of luck.
Sensors, okay, but why make them look like eyes so they're coming towards you cleaning the floor like?
Well, at least they won't. Well, maybe they will steal something from your lunchbox. I've never thought of that. What's your favorite thing to have in your lunchbox as a child is the question.
Yeah, because it is National School Lunch Day. Hopefully you're putting something extra special in your kids' lunches today. Bailey saying any kind of soup was her favorite in a thermos, or if I was lucky, my mom's baking. I was anti-thermos because it made
seems like a mess.
Noodles would go super soft all day.
We always broke our thermoses.
Yeah.
We ate in a hurry to get to the intramurals.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play in the gym.
Lisa saying peanut butter and strawberry jam sandwiches, still loves them. I guess I was picky with my school lunches because I also never loved those too.
Sardines and pickled eggs. Ronald's not making a lot of friends in class. Not with those.
Tell us.
Did they also pack you a toothbrush? And like, whoo, baby.
Darren made a good point. Long before there were peanut allergies and peanut butter bans at school, my favorite thing was a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Yep. No, there's a lot of those.
There's Wow Butter now. It still tastes good. Rhonda wrote in and said November 1st.
Jeremy's right. It does not taste good. That is false advertising.
November 1st, having Halloween candy in our lunch kit. We never had candy and chocolate bars available all year, just at Halloween. And then we had Sheldon from Wynyard saying my favorite thing was Dunkaroos, fruit by the foot, and homemade donuts and cookies. Delicious.
Baby, there you go. There's still time to get your answer in.
Yeah, text us 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen.
Time for our morning mystery on this Friday. Let's see if we can go 5 for 5 this week. Clue number 1 is coming up. It is This movie was released in 2015 and is based on a best-selling novel.
Ooh.
Tells the story of a human ingenuity and survival against all impossible odds. That could be every movie ever made.
Yeah, that's every.
Stars Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Sean Bean.
Yeah. Sean Bean.
And the picture in the background. Okay, hold on.
This movie, I have
they
to say,
ruin it with the photo in the background again.
everyone loves this movie. My controversial hot take is that I didn't like this movie.
The Martian?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like The Martian?
Everyone I know liked it.
The book is better than
It's the best.
I hate myself for saying that. I said I'd never be that guy. The book is better than the movie. I always say that.
Books are always better.
Oh yeah.
That's
But
just
today,
a fact of life.
Today is Space Day. That's your morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA, School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. We are now in the positives for both Regina and Saskatoon. Regina at 3 degrees and Saskatoon at 4 degrees. By lunchtime, a nice warm temperature, 17 degrees for Regina and 18 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon. Warming up by final bell in both cities to that expected daytime high for Regina. That's 20 degrees with that sunshine, and for Saskatoon, that's 22 degrees. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices, and they are up. 189.9 is your average in Regina, and you might be able to find it for as low as 169.9. In Saskatoon, your average today is also 189.9. You might be able to find it for as low as 160.9. In the farm markets this morning, we see the street price of canola sitting at $699.83 per ton. The futures price $763.80 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $293.78 per ton. The Canadian dollar is trending up this morning. It's at 73.40 cents U.S. After the break, a surprise Saskatchewan Rough Rider retirement. Stay with us.
Just about 7:30, time to say welcome to your morning. We begin with a surprise news to me. A homegrown Saskatchewan Rough Rider is calling it a career. Mitch Picton has decided to go out a champion, retiring from the game this morning after 9 years with the CFL team he grew up watching. He was a fifth-round pick in the 2017 CFL draft, went on to catch 96 passes for 1,081 yards and 6 touchdowns in 62 regular season games. He was also a large presence, as you know, in the community. He'll meet with the media later today to formalize it, so you can expect to hear more from him on the CTV News at 6. In a stunning reversal of his previous stance, the U.S. president has signed an executive order authorizing a new pipeline to transport Canadian oil to the U.S. The Bridger Pipeline is a joint proposal from Canadian pipeline company South Bow and U.S.-based Bridger Pipeline. The proposed project would have the capacity to move more than 1 million barrels of oil per day, with analysts suggesting it could boost Canadian oil exports to the U.S. by 12%. Trump has claimed the U.S. doesn't need our oil or just about anything else. The UAE is officially leaving OPEC after 60 years today. The United Arab Emirates announced its move to withdraw from the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries earlier this week. The organization oversees oil production and has a major influence on global prices. The UAE has said it made the decision now because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The UAE will be doing it to minimize, they say, the potential impact on the oil market. The UAE says it will now be prioritizing its national interests. A push is underway in Regina to take a closer look at the rental housing market and safety as concerns grow over thousands of units needing major repair. Last night, a community discussion was held about the possibility of creating a Regina rental registry. System is already used in other cities across North America, and supporters say it could help track rental properties, identify problem units, and ensure homes meet basic safety standards. According to Statistics Canada, more than 2,500 rental units in Regina require major repairs, including everything from plumbing to electrical.
On a mechanism that exists through what is commonly called the rentalsman in Saskatchewan, where you can report issues with your unit. And so that's good, but it's province-wide. And what we have learned is there's thousands of units in Regina that are in need of major repairs. Later,
Now, that idea is still in the research phase of exploring a possible rental registry, with gathering public feedback and bringing that forward. Residents of several east side neighborhoods in Saskatoon will experience reduced water pressure for a little while longer. Construction on the Acadia Drive primary water main project began on March 23rd and was expected to take about 8 weeks. But now the city says because of the weather, the work will need a couple extra weeks and run until June 1st. The water remains safe to consume and used for cleaning and washing. Just a little bit more longer on the pressure side. A new photography exhibit is now open in downtown Saskatoon, and as CTV's Laura Woodward reports, it's giving a voice to survivors of one of the history's deadliest genocides.
My mom was born in Montreal. They ended up making their way to Calgary.
Dahlia Libin shares the story of her late grandmother and Holocaust survivor Sonia Kravitz, how she tore off the yellow star Jews were forced to wear and escaped into the forests of Poland to survive. Kravitz's story is one of 20 featured in this new photography exhibit at the Francis Morrison Library.
We're soon to be in a world without any Holocaust survivors, and so it's our obligation to make sure that stories are continued to be shared.
The exhibit started in Calgary. All the survivors have a connection to Western Canada.
The Holocaust, it didn't start with murdering. It started with words. It started with hate. It started with the erosion of critical thinking. We need to reflect on what took place during those very dark years.
Libin says the installation is especially important today.
Right now, there's a big rise in anti-Semitism, Jew hatred.
She says that fear kept some survivors from participating. For visitors like Seth Schachter, the exhibit offers an opportunity to connect with survivors, making the history feel personal.
The stories are so very deeply touching and personal and human,
leaving a lasting message.
We can't allow it to ever happen again.
The exhibit is free and open during library hours until June 2nd. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Britney Spears has been charged with driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Britney was arrested in April on suspicion of DUI after she was allegedly driving fast and erratically on a California highway. She's scheduled to be arraigned Monday but won't require a court appearance. Prosecutors say she'll be given the chance to plead guilty to avoid jail time. In an historic first, a freight truck successfully completing a 200-mile journey in the U.S. without a driver. Now more driverless trucks may be on their way to a road near you, and not everyone's happy about it. Andrea Fujii reports.
This morning, we've all heard about autonomous cars, but now there are autonomous trucks. For the first time, a driverless commercial truck delivered freight, completing a 230-mile route from Houston to Dallas on time. This is time-lapse video of that drive with no one in the cab. The company, Bot Auto, argues autonomous trucks are the future. Since there are no drivers, they don't face fatigue or need brakes, reducing overall costs.
We go where sometimes humans do not want to go. I-45 is very challenging. There's a lot of traffic.
Driverless trucks are only legal in some states. California is not one of them yet, but the DMV just gave the green light to test heavy-duty autonomous vehicles, including semi-trucks on California roads. This small trucking company owner supports the technology.
If you ask any truck company what their biggest problem is, it's usually the drivers, keeping them safe and keeping them out of accidents. With automated trucks, those things are easier to deal with.
The California Teamsters Union is against the move. They plan to continue pushing for good jobs and road safety, saying the DMV's decision to rush forward with driverless heavy-duty trucks is reckless.
Clearly, though, there's drawbacks. It definitely has the potential to improve goods movement, to lower costs of moving freight, but it's going to change our workforce.
Experts say these advancements mean driverless trucks could drive 24/7.
Truck company Aurora, based in California, estimates there could be 170,000 self-driving trucks on the road by 2035, representing 15% of the U.S. trucking market. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The winners of the Hospitals for Regina Foundation Lottery Show Home were unveiled on Thursday.
Grand prize winner the winning ticket is number 10028126, And the lucky winner is Laszlo Berta of Regina.
Always nice to see the boss back on television. Yes, Laszlo Berta of Regina, the lucky winner of the $1.8 million grand prize show home in Emerald Park. The prize includes a 4,448 square foot custom built home, fully furnished and decorated, plus $50,000 in cash. Olivia Rodrigo is coming to Canada. She's officially announced the Unraveled tour, and she's planning to make stops in, guess where? Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. So everywhere that an American artist thinks is Canada, quote unquote. This is for her album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. The first single from the album, Drop Dead, has already debuted at #1 on the Hot 100 chart. Pre-sale for tickets starts on Tuesday. Hopefully this doesn't go the way of the Meghan Trainor concert that we got tickets for, Kayleen, that got canceled.
You are never going to let that go, hey?
Already got airfare.
I need to tell everybody watching from home that Daryl brings this up at least once a day.
My wife is so upset.
Okay, we know that we have some Meghan Trainor.
We can't even win this contest to make up for it.
All right. Let's give this code word for people who can. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union, an affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention back outside. We're starting with some current temperatures in Saskatchewan, and then I'm going to compare it to some current temperatures across the country this morning, because we can. There's not a lot to talk about today in the Weather Center other than the sunshine and the warm temperatures that is on the way. So we get treated to a little bit of some extra things today. Current temperatures looking with that dark blue color, cooler up north and cooler into Manitoba as well. Warmer over in Alberta, all that light blue. And yes, that light blue has been continuously coming into Saskatchewan this morning. 3 degrees in Stony Rapids, 6 degrees in Buffalo Narrows, 0 degrees in Prince Albert, and 1 degree in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, more of that light blue color, 6 degrees already in Swift Current, 8 degrees now in Moose Jaw. That is the hot spot this hour. 3 degrees in Weyburn and 4 degrees over in Yorkton. Let's compare that. It's not even just blue color that we're seeing over in Alberta today. We're also seeing some of that green color creeping in from British Columbia, where we're seeing really nice warm temperatures. 8 degrees in Edmonton, 4 degrees in Saskatoon, as we mentioned, 3 degrees in Regina, 2 degrees in Winnipeg, 2 degrees in Thunder Bay, 5 degrees over in Ottawa to start your day, and 6 degrees in Montreal, 10 degrees in Halifax with more of that green color. Later on into the afternoon, here's how we compare. Yesterday, Alberta was a lot warmer in the afternoon compared to Saskatchewan. Today, we are right around what they're seeing there. It's nice to see Edmonton at 20 degrees, Calgary at 22, and that's the same that we're seeing in Saskatoon and Regina today. Winnipeg, 14 degrees this afternoon, so they will be warming up. A bit of a cooler day over in Ontario, though. Toronto with that rain, 9 degrees today. Ottawa, 11 degrees. Montreal, 12 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Fredericton, 13 degrees with mainly cloud cover today. And St. John's also seeing that cloud cover up to 5 degrees. Let's take a look now at this 7-day forecast. Not a lot of precipitation on tap, but we are talking about Monday morning with the potential of some drizzle. Monday is also the day that we see those temperatures going back below the seasonal average for many places across the province. Before that, though, we have to enjoy a nice sunny weekend. 16 degrees for Saturday and 20 degrees for Sunday. We're also talking about the potential of seeing some increased wind gusts across the province on Saturday and Sunday. So although the temperatures are nice, you could be noticing that wind. We mentioned temperatures dropping on Monday. That is not just exclusive to Regina. We're also seeing that drop off in Saskatoon as well. 17 degrees on Saturday, though, 20 degrees on Sunday before falling to 7 degrees on Monday.
Construction is finally complete on Weyburn's new hospital. Joining us now to discuss what this new facility means for the community, and probably with a bit of relief, is the mayor, Jeff Richards. Jeff, thank you so much for doing this. We've been talking about this for such a long time. This has to feel really good.
Oh, I can't even tell you how great it feels, and it's been an absolute treasure watching it get built over the last few years. But now to hear that construction is more or less complete, that is just exciting news. Everything's on schedule, maybe even a little bit ahead of schedule. So we're very eager for the next steps.
What does it mean for the community?
Yeah, what a turning point for the community. All of the fundraising, all of the years to get the project off the ground and to see it happen and to watch it happen live, and now to have this new facility long term for our growth is just so encouraging.
We see the pictures on the screen. It looks fantastic. Of course, the doors are not actually open yet. How far are we away from actually seeing patients walk through the doors?
Yeah, so the next step, the keys kind of figuratively, literally get handed over to SHA right now. And then, there's a commissioning period, right? So we think, optimistically this fall, but we're planning to be in there for Christmas. And then, people will get to see their new hospital.
Take us through a timeline. Just how hard is it to get a new hospital in a community like yours?
Yeah, I think it's hard anywhere, and I think the capital costs are just only part of the problem, right? It's equipment, and our Weyburn District Hospital Foundation's been working on this. I would say for 15 years, 20 years or more, raising the funds, socking it away, doing events. So it is a long term, and the fundraising doesn't end now because the equipment and furnishing costs continue into the future, and we're very proud and we're very confident in their ability to keep it going.
Who is this going to impact the most, and where were patients going before while this transitional period was happening?
Yeah, our former hospital, the old Weyburn General Hospital, is still functional. So patients have been using that. People have been using that, but it's met its shelf life some time ago. So this impacts everybody in our community, and quite frankly, the surrounding communities. You could probably draw a 45-mile radius around the city of Weyburn, and folks use our hospital for lots of reasons. So it is very impactful.
It's Friday. On Fridays, I like for people to tell me something good. Tell me some great things about Weyburn.
Great things about Weyburn, as always, dear. Well, number one, we're on CTV Morning Live with you. So that is always one of our favorite things to do. It's going to be construction season. Just the other night, council approved about $1.4 million in infrastructure work on our streets. Like every community in this province, we are struggling with some freeze-thaw winters that have been absolutely devastating. Lots going on. Our Red Wings had a great season. We're certainly proud of those guys. Brand new movie theater just across the street. I'd turn the camera, but you wouldn't be able to see it from where I'm sitting. That movie theater, also brand new 2-screen theater. We expect to have that for Christmas as well. So it's going to be a big year in Weyburn.
Well, there would be something good, but now I've had to reset our days without incident counter. You called it CTV Morning Live. It's CTV Your Morning. Jeff, thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Friday. We'll see you again real soon.
Thanks again, Daryl. All the best.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Brushworks Art Show and Sale is on April 30th and May 1st to 2nd at 10 a.m. It's being held at the Art Gallery of Regina. For more information, you can go to brushworksartguild.ca. Plants and Pot Sale is on May 2nd at 10 a.m. It's being held at the Emmanuel Anglican Parish. For more information, you can reach out to special.events@whitmorepark.ca. And the Spring Tea is on May 2nd at 1 p.m. It's being held at the Harmony United Church. For more information, you can call 306-537-6984. Comedy Night is on May 2nd at 6:30 p.m. and May 3rd at 10:30 p.m. It's being held at Regina Performing Arts Center. For more information, you can call 306-550-6367. You can submit your event to our community by visiting our website at ctvregina.ca and clicking Community Calendar, or scan that QR code on your screen.
Chevron exceeding profit expectations as higher oil and natural gas prices, along with supplies from the acquisition of Hescor, outweighed production outages from the war in Iran. Adjusted first quarter net income of $1.41 a share was 51 cents higher than the average estimate from analysts in Bloomberg. Oil prices, though, were edging higher on Friday as the stalemate between the U.S. and Iran dragged on. Traders could do with some calm after a month of wild swings for crude. And another of the Mag 7 stocks reporting after the bell yesterday, Apple delivering a surprisingly strong revenue forecast for the third quarter, even as it warned that memory chip costs will increase and that shortages of Mac computers will persist for several months. Sales, though, are expected to rise 14 to 17% in the period, which runs through June. And those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It's May 1st, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Marty. She's turning 2 years old. We hope you have a super fun day with a ton of love from your grandma and Papa Hutchinson. Turning 10 years old today is Olivia. Welcome to Double Digits. We hope your birthday is a fabulous one with love from your family and Jake the dog. We're also sending a huge congratulations out to Karen today as she marks her retirement. Wishing you all the best in your next chapter from your friends Charity, Soraya, and Roger. And another retirement today. Congratulations to Tom. We hope you enjoy your day and the next phase in your life. This shout out coming from all of your coworkers. And looking forward to the weekend. A big happy birthday going out to Cyrus. Your Nana and Papa sent in this photo and said, wow, 24 already. Time flies. Enjoy your special day. And finally, happy birthday to Callie. She's also celebrating tomorrow. We hope your birthday is the best one yet, with love from your family, friends, and the Dashans.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Tell me something good, Chase.
Well, yesterday, our grand prize winner of the $50K payday stopped by the station to pick up her check. So Shiloh and her family came by, $50,000, and she was talking just how much she loved the contest because of how easy it was to play. You just heard keywords, you threw them online, and it landed her a lot of money. Now we're going to have more money to give away next week, but the contest not as easy. It is one of those ones that's just, it's a brain worm. It is annoying. You will be yelling at the radio, but it is back. Name That Sound returns Monday morning, the game you love to hate. So 7:40 will be the first play, and if you can name that sound, we start at $500, and for every incorrect guess, it goes up to $50. Sounds are all locked and loaded, but 7:40 Monday morning will be your first opportunity, and then get ready in the afternoon too with Brandon at 4:40.
The keys to those contests is to listen to instruction, because sometimes people text and it's a website-only contest like the one we're running right now.
Oh, yeah, that never happens, no matter how many times you yell instructions at people.
Awaited sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2, arrives in theaters today, and star Anne Hathaway told ABC News about reuniting with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci for the project.
It's the rarest thing in the world to get a call to say, hey, we're getting the band back together. We know it's been 20 years, but we've got a cool new sound. And we all listened to it and we said, we agree. That's worth risking the legacy of the first film.
Influential country artist David Allan Coe has died. He wrote Johnny Paycheck's #1 hit, Take This Job and Shove It, but is best known for his personification of the outlaw genre and singing You Never Even Called Me By My Name, a famous parody of country music stereotypes and cliches. He was 86.
This is not a date. This is a work dinner.
Cheers.
In the raunchy new rom-com Office Romance, Jennifer Lopez and Ted Lasso star Brett Goldstein play colleagues who put both their careers at risk when they start a not safe for work affair. The film hits Netflix June 5th. And country superstar Tim McGraw is 59 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Sidebar on this Friday, we begin with some siblings who are not on the same wavelength at all. He got a timeout. He's standing in the corner. She's vibing. She's like, I got my mission accomplished. Enjoy your time.
I just know that's a younger sister, too.
Oh, yeah.
She's so proud of herself.
So happy.
She'll get hers.
One day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with siblings. They always do. It ebbs and flows. It comes back around. All right, we've heard about Gen Z slang. Well, this guy wants to bring back these 5 millennial phrases.
Oh, please do.
Number 1, totes my goats. That's totes my goat. Number 2, cool beans. That's cool beans. Number 3, talk to the hand. Talk to the hand. Number 4, booyah. Booyah. And number 5, my personal favorite. No duh. No duh. You can sign the...
Okay, we've used a few of these. We've definitely used a few of these.
Yeah, but you know what?
Some of these are not millennial phrases.
My favorite is that Daryl just went, well, people still say cool beans.
I've heard it in our newsroom.
No one says cool
I have heard it in our newsroom.
Oh, no, people say that, for sure.
I have not heard that.
Nobody has said talk to the hand in a long time.
I'm going to bring that back.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me to do my job. I'm going to say talk to the hand.
It always comes with a waggle in the wrist, too. We're back after this. It's Friday, May 1st.
This is a transborder pipeline similar to the old Keystone XL pipeline.
New pipeline approved by the U.S. president that could pump oil from Canada to Wyoming.
I think, eventually we will get closer to real-time information. But at this point, this is what's workable.
Province deciding not to provide real-time information on rural ER closures. We'll tell you why.
They played very fast, and we weren't very fast. It was just the opposite. They had a good start. We didn't, chasing the game.
As a Flames fan, you love to see it. I can understand why Oilers fans are heartbroken, though. They're out. Highlights coming up. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Keeleen. Thanks for starting your Friday with us.
Yeah, how is Tyler feeling today, the old Oiler flag-waving husband?
He has not mentioned it at all.
Oh, so we're in denial?
Well, he woke up and said he was going to take our daughter to daycare, take a nap already.
Yes,
at 8:01 a.m. and then he was going to clean the house before I got home. So he's distracting himself.
You're going to be home in, 90 minutes?
Yeah. So that house better be clean.
House better start good to it. Let's get to your headlines for this Friday. It's been 2 months since the war started, and Defense Secretary of the U.S. Pete Hegseth is in the hot seat on Capitol Hill, with lawmakers pressing him on a legal deadline for the president to get approval from Congress to use the military in this conflict. Martha Raditz reports.
It was in the early hours of February 28th when the U.S. and Israel launched massive strikes on Iran. But now, 60 days later, the law that allows U.S. presidents to conduct military operations without congressional authorization has expired. But on Capitol Hill, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth insisting the ceasefire the president declared in early April allows them to continue operations without authorization.
We are in a ceasefire right now, which our understanding means the 60-day clock pauses or stops in a ceasefire. You're not in. Yeah. It's our understanding, just so you know.
Okay, well, I do not believe the statute would support that.
Some in the president's own party even losing patience. Republican Senator Susan Collins saying in a statement that deadline is not a suggestion. It is a requirement, adding the president's authority as commander-in-chief is not without limits. The Constitution gives Congress an essential role in decisions of war and peace. And Democrats questioning whether or not Hegseth is giving the president a complete picture of the conflict.
Mr. Secretary, I am concerned that you have been telling the president what he wants to hear instead of what he needs to hear.
Hegseth lashing out.
We are 2 months into a historic military success in Iran, and you want to call it a defeat.
But the American public is not convinced. This morning, a new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll shows only 19% believe U.S. actions in Iran this year have been successful. And about 61% say that using U.S. military force in Iran was a mistake, while just over 1/3 say it was the right decision. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
RCMP on the scene of a serious collision on Highway 102 just north of the community. Mounties say the investigation is now in its early stages. The highway is currently closed and will remain so for a little while. Expect delays, so we will bring you the latest as details become available. A homegrown Saskatchewan Rough Rider is calling it a career. Mitchell Picton decided to go out a champion, retiring from the game this morning after 9 years with the CFL team he grew up watching. He was a 5th-round pick in the 2017 CFL draft, caught 96 passes for 1,081 yards and 6 touchdowns in 62 regular season games. Also a large presence in the community. He was at just about everything. He'll meet with the media later today. You can expect to hear from him tonight on the CTV News at 6. The Crown and Defence are recommending a 25-year-old Saskatchewan man who caused a fatal crash be handed a 2-year sentence. Jeremy Dodge, take us through the timeline here.
All right, Daryl. So earlier this year, Wiley Vermette, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of dangerous driving causing death and 2 counts of dangerous driving causing bodily harm. This was following a crash on June 11th of 2024 in Saskatoon that left 1 person dead and 2 others seriously injured. The affected families spoke about how the crash changed their lives at Vermette's sentencing hearing yesterday.
It's been really hard losing her so traumatically.
We're going to live with this for the rest of our lives. We're just trying to get through the days, day by day, and it's been a struggle, but we're trying our best.
The Crown and Defence recommend, with credit for time served, Vermette would spend 2 years less 5 days in a provincial jail and have a 7-year driving prohibition. The decision on his sentence has been reserved for June 19th. City crews will start to clean residential streets next week. City of Saskatoon says the residential street sweeping will begin on Monday, as they have been able to get a jump on early season work on major routes. Residents should notice yellow no parking signs at least 36 hours before sweeping begins in their area. Vehicles must be moved off the street in affected areas by 7 a.m. the day of the sweeping to allow crews to get close to the curb. And those vehicles left in restricted areas will be ticketed and relocated. You can see a list of sweep dates on the city's website. Well, Daryl, more reaction in Regina this morning over that potential sale of Real.
Here, as you can imagine, the proposal from Brant to purchase some of the public assets at the campus completed its first hurdle. Now, what's next? Donovan Mace takes a deeper dive into the potential sale, which includes a property tax exemption.
How intimidating it is. It's a deal touted by administration as providing millions in value for the city of Regina.
$97 million has to go into Real between capital and operating. Taxpayers would have to fund that.
But according to the proposed terms between the city and Brant to purchase a portion of the Real district, the sale may not mean the same value in property tax revenue.
If we're not collecting taxes today and we're asking a private business to take all this risk on the capital side and they continue to do what we're doing, we felt comfortable with that.
According to the terms of the proposal, Brant, owned by Sean Semple, will be exempt from paying property taxes on the buildings it wants to buy for 5 years. That being the Brant Center, Queen City Distillery, the Queensbury Convention Center, and AgX buildings. Now, this exemption hinges on Brant continuing to operate the Real campus as it currently does.
After a period of time, perhaps when some investment is recouped, that a portion of those taxes might be collected with a commitment of the city then reinvesting all of those dollars, every penny, back into the campus.
The incentive for them not to be owned by the city and for them to be all the risk on the private person is that you don't
tax them any more than you would tax yourself. And I think that's a fair compromise.
There's also the possibility the exemption extends past the 5 years should Brandt ask for it and council approves it. But if future exemptions are not approved by council, the city has already agreed to provide a grant as long as Brandt continues to operate the site as the agreement outlines.
It's a comprehensive agreement that's driven by both sides, kind of that give and take, and so that's one element of the entire deal that allowed us to get to agreement on it.
This exemption, however, only for the buildings already on the site, so should Brandt build anything new on the property, something Semple already hinted at doing Wednesday at committee, full property taxes would be charged. Now, the deal is still subject to council approval and will be back in the chambers for debate next week. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
Price of gas continues to soar at most stations. Keenan Sorokon on the impact to you here in Saskatchewan.
It's a bit of a kick in the pants.
That's how many people reacted to gasoline jumping by 20 cents a litre in the Saskatoon area beginning late Wednesday. And by mid-morning Thursday, many gas stations across the city were advertising fuel at $1.89.9 a litre.
It doesn't make anything better with cost of groceries and trying to, feed a family. And we live half hour to the city, so everything we have to come to the city, it's a little crazy.
$38 it cost me yesterday to fill back up again when I got back to Radisson. So it was $38 to come to Saskatoon and home again.
Some are hoping prices go down in time for summer road trips, while others are already rethinking the average trip.
It makes people think more about wasting fuel, trying to link up their errands so they're not going in, out, back and forth.
Farmers are especially feeling the pinch at the pump because unlike cedar fertilizer, you can't pre-order fuel.
Fuel has to be purchased and paid for on the day it gets delivered to your farm. So, there would be a significant cost increase for those ordering fuel today as opposed to yesterday.
Fuel prices haven't been this high since 2022, when the Russian invasion of Ukraine sent prices spiking. Analysts say the rising prices continue to be driven by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. But now, unlike the crop, concern is growing, with input costs in the field continuing to rise with seeding delayed from repeated April snowfalls.
Farmers are really putting millions of dollars in the ground with no guarantee as to what their return's going to be in the fall harvest season.
Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Should we just walk to work?
I was thinking
e-bike?
An e-bike, yeah, or a golf cart.
Ooh, can we drive a golf cart?
And you and myself and Janelle all live in the same neighborhood there, so we can all just pick each other up, take
Little
turns.
Convoy?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it already. I could buy one if I won this contest.
Yeah, you sure could. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is rent. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter rent with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. All right, let's turn our attention back outside now this morning. What a beautiful start to the day in Regina. And the temperatures have continuously just gone up and up and up. 9 degrees right now to wake us up in Regina. Mix of sun and clouds. Some winds coming in at 24 kilometers per hour. So those are increased from where we were seeing them earlier on this morning. 7 degrees right now to wake you up in Saskatoon. Again, seeing more of that cloud cover throughout central Saskatchewan this morning. And some winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. Radar and satellite showing that we did have some precipitation through the province late last night and into those overnight hours. Carlisle was seeing the last bit of that snowfall earlier on this morning. Very, very light though, however, but just be careful on your commute this morning. Now, this morning looking pretty dry, but we are seeing some rain on the way for the north later on this afternoon. This is at about 4:15 p.m. You can see all that green on your screen. And then we do see some more tracking down towards areas east east of Prince Albert into those overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, we have some more rain moving in from Alberta. It's a very, very small system, not going to be bringing any large rain totals, but it is going to be sticking around from the morning into the afternoon right in that southwest corner. Now into Sunday, this is early in the morning, 2:30 a.m. We are going to be seeing this system moving in, starting with mainly rain and then bringing some more flurries with it. Again, only to northern Saskatchewan into Sunday afternoon. Today's forecast now, we'll be seeing a high of about 24 degrees for the Battlefords and Swift Current today, 22 degrees expected for Saskatoon and Moose Jaw, 21 degrees now expected for Weyburn. That's just down from when we were expecting them at 22, but it's still going to be a nice warm day. 20 degrees in Estevan, 19 degrees for Yorkton, and 20 degrees for Regina today. Your 5-day forecast also looking nice for the weekend, but it's a bit deceiving. Although you do see the temperatures right around or above that seasonal average, we are also expecting the wind gusts to be increasing in the province for Saturday and Sunday. And then temperatures do drop down again starting on Monday. For Regina, that means 8 degrees with some light showers currently on the radar for the morning and then tapering off in the afternoon. 8 degrees on Tuesday with a mix of sun and cloud. In Saskatoon, again, a warm weekend on tap. Could be seeing those wind gusts increasing in your afternoon, dropping down to 7 degrees though on Monday. So back down to below that seasonal average for your next work week, up to 9 degrees slightly for Tuesday with a mix of sun and cloud.
This day in history, May 1st, 1997, the Red River burst its banks, leading to the flood of the century in Manitoba, Minnesota, and North Dakota. May 1st, 2003, U.S. President George W. Bush declared major combat operations in Iraq have ended. May 1st, 1999, SpongeBob SquarePants debuted on Nickelodeon.
Fans of F1 or golf, or both, had a chance to see two stars of their sports hit the links together this week.
Hey!
Yeah, Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc got to hit the course with golfer Ricky Fowler in Miami this week. Now, both F1 and PGA events are on in the Miami area at the same time, which is a unique opportunity for fans to check out both sports in the same weekend. I'm sure that doesn't cost too much at all.
When did Ricky stop wearing all the bright colors? I hardly recognized him. He's known for his loud...
Good.
When he got good. He was like, I got to tame down the word.
Take the attention off me now. Question of the day is where we go to next. We're talking about the favorite thing you had in your lunchbox as a child. A lot of people said Dunkaroos, which I had said earlier.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying the classic peanut butter and jelly, which you can't even do anymore.
No.
Dawn saying wieners in a thermos and bread with mustard and cheese slice on it. Would you have it?
Sure, I guess.
I mean, like maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
If I had to.
All right. Lori saying I always went home for lunch and my mom would always make our favorite things: mac and cheese, grilled cheese, soup, etc.
Producer Nathan goes into his fridge and sees what the most fragrant thing in there, and he brings it every day.
And you know what?
And then he tries to offer it to people.
Yeah, but it smells so good every day. I enter the newsroom and I go, what is Nathan eating? It smells so great. Sean saying those tubes, the yogurt sticks, the yogurt tubes, my daughter still loves them.
They still give them in Happy Meals.
Yeah. My 2-year-old loves it. Michelle B saying, I loved getting Square Boys in my lunch. They were a nice chocolate marshmallow treat.
Oh, never heard of it.
Leanne from Nipawin saying my favorite thing in my lunchbox was opening it, and there was an inspiring, positive note from my mom.
Did you ever trade stuff with somebody around you? Like, I'll give you two gummy bears for a...
We would also gamble our lunch.
You would gamble your hard life in the Okotoks High.
Bets for, something on the school ground, and then you'd be like, oh, you get my fruit by the foot, Bev saying didn't have bagged lunch, lived across the street from elementary and a block and a half away from the high school. I had a friend that lived across the street from our junior high. We used to go make our lunches there. It was fabulous.
You always paint Okotoks in the brightest of lights.
It was a great upbringing. I loved being raised there. Anybody who has been to the community of Okotoks knows that it's a gorgeous community. Debbie saying my favorite thing in my lunchbox as a kid was a good old bologna sandwich, thinly sliced cucumbers and mayo. And David saying the warmed up canned ravioli in a thermos.
I liked what we got. Hot lunch at school. Remember, you could pay $1, get a couple hot dogs, pizza.
That was
the ticket.
Julia's saying, wish they still made them Dad's goodie rings.
Brings us to a timeout and health news on the other side of this break.
Spring Shed is brought to you by Supplement World.
For a decade and a half, we've brought you to the gym. So this year, we're bringing the gym to you.
We're actually going to be having free gym memberships for the whole month of May. Anyone who's new, who's never been here, come in, get a free gym membership.
It's all part of our 15th season of Spring Shed. We've transformed lives in boot camp training sessions for our Saskatoon viewers in the past. And now we're making it available to everyone with a scalable and easy-to-follow fitness plan, no matter your starting point.
This Spring Shed program will be perfect for you. It is going to be pretty basic, but it's going to cover the 8 essential movement patterns. We have our vertical press, our horizontal press, we have our vertical row and our horizontal row, and then we have our squat, lunge, and hinge. Those are our 7 kind of main movement ones, and then number 8 is kind of core work.
The workouts are all built as supersets, meaning you'll do 2 exercises back to back. Plus, Brandon has built this year's program with your schedule in mind. You can choose between the 3 or 4 day per week split.
We want to give people kind of the options. We've noticed in the past, if we did a 4-day program, not everyone was able to commit to 4 days, especially if you're new to the gym, you've never been. 4 days a week can kind of be a lot. So the 3 days a week, a full body program will be more readily available for everyone to get in and get moving.
The 3-day program is comprised of 3 full-body workouts, with a day of rest scheduled in between each. By contrast, the 4-day program is broken into 2 upper body and 2 lower body / core workouts. The split here is upper body day, lower body day, rest day.
We're going to be throwing all the workouts up online, and you'll be able to see exactly what they're supposed to look like.
That covers the strength training component. But
with these programs, we highly recommend you do a little bit of cardio, get your heart rate up. You be zone 2, so that means that you can still hold a conversation while you're doing the exercise or doing the cardio. My favorite way to do that is just get outside, go for a little jog, a walk, maybe throw on a little rucksack or something, just to get outside, get some fresh air, but get that heart rate up.
So get up and get active. Spring Shed Season 15 is here, and it's ready for you.
Spring Shed is brought to you by Supplement World.
It's no secret alcohol isn't considered good for your health, as it raises risk of heart disease, liver damage, and more. It's also the leading preventable cause of several cancers, and it can take a toll on mental health.
Anxiety refers to the emotional symptoms that can come up the morning after you have some drinks.
Dr. Hannah Snyder with Cleveland Clinic says that can include brain fog, anxiety, sadness, irritability, and feelings of regret, guilt, and shame.
People can also experience on the physical side a racing heart, butterflies in the stomach, sweating, and fidgeting.
Snyder says alcohol can also worsen mental health conditions like depression, diagnosed bipolar disorders, psychotic disorders, sleep disorders, ADHD, trauma-related disorders, and can increase risk of suicide. If you choose to drink, she says to be conscious of cocktail consumption.
Some great first steps are eating a healthy meal before drinking plenty of water, spacing out drinks, and diluting drinks, even with ice.
Snyder says cutting back on alcohol or cutting it out completely may be the most helpful way to avoid anxiety, but she says it all comes down to knowing your body.
For some folks, having a drink or two can feel okay. For others, that won't be part of their lives.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Mike Stiona spent the morning gearing up for the Jane's Walk Festival in Saskatoon. Let's hear from him again.
Well, standing here overlooking the beautiful river valley in Saskatoon with Murray Gross on Jane's Walk Festival weekend here in Saskatoon and across the world, in fact. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. Why do we do this at the start of May?
Well, the May 4th is Jane Jacobs' birthday. So 20 years ago in Toronto, after she passed away, her friends decided to get together, and to honor her, they created Jane's Walk. First weekend of May, closest weekend to her birthday. So since then, in the last 20 years, Jane's Walk has grown exponentially, so we now have Jane's Walks in 500 communities across the world. Incredible. Saskatoon being one of them, as well as Regina.
There you go. Well, we love that. So that's the Saskatchewan connection to it all. You're leading some walks, including one that gets going here right at 8:30.
Yes, I'll be running over. I'll be walking over to the Prairie Lily Docks. We'll be meeting there at 8:30. We'll be doing what we're calling the Hidden Trail Walk. So there are hidden trails between the Meewasin Trail and the riverbank, and we'll be exploring some of those in the next few hours. So I encourage people to either come to the Prairie Lily Dock at 8:30, or maybe at 9:30 meet at the Weir, and we'll carry on from there. So that's a couple of the walks that I'll be leading this morning.
Fantastic. And then give us a rundown, maybe a list of 3 or 4 others that are happening this weekend of the 20 plus.
Well, there'll be quite a few outdoor walks. There'll be a walk at the Northeast Swale. There'll be a walk at Pedersen's Ravine. There'll be a walk discussing the new BRT system in Nutana, as well as a walk through one of Saskatoon's most unique and historic neighborhoods, one that people rarely think about, the West Industrial Neighborhood.
Oh, there you go. Well, something for you to discover your own community. Get out there and sign up for one of the Jane's Walks. And, of course, it's janeswalkyxc.org for all the details.
Meet your city.
Time to say good morning. It is 8:30 on your morning on this Friday. We begin with the provincial government deciding not to provide real-time information on rural emergency room closures. 2 weeks ago, the government gave tentative approval to a bill brought forward by the NDP. Wayne Mantika explains why the province reversed its position.
2 weeks ago, the government and opposition stood together in voting tentative approval to providing the public with real-time information about emergency room availability.
Those in favor of the motion, please stand.
It was to prevent rural residents from driving to closed ERs. Now the government has changed its mind about hourly updates on the SHA website.
MLA mode.
No.
Currently, the government posts emergency room closure information once daily. It's willing to up that to twice a day.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority to increase the frequency of those notifications, going to updates at both 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. every single day on the website.
The opposition feels the public is entitled to the most current information available.
The government has this information at their fingertips. They've told us that EMS knows whether or not the local emergency is, the hospital is open or closed. So if EMS knows, then clearly SHA knows.
The government suggests that there are operational issues.
I think, eventually we will get closer to real-time information, but at this point, this is what's workable.
There are other alternatives. 811 can provide callers with the most current information on where emergency services are available. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
It's become a major issue for retailers in Regina, shoplifting. Some stores are seeing thousands of dollars worth of items taken without payment. Damien Smith has more.
In September of 2023, Belize Moda in East Regina was broken into, with thieves smashing glass cabinets and leaving with stolen jewelry. They were broken into again in March of 2025.
We still have
lasting impacts. Obviously, our insurance payout took about 9 months to do, and we're still finding glass around the store with our robot vacuum, even almost 3 years later.
Due to a rise in retail theft, the Regina Police Service is taking a more targeted approach by identifying ongoing crime trends, location, and repeat offenders.
So it's a partnership with our investigative units, our patrol officers, to really highlight the areas where we know have, had high calls for service, high victimization, and it really is about holding those offenders accountable.
According to the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, 57% of Saskatchewan business owners report seeing an increase of crime in their local neighborhood. This includes theft, vandalism, as well as breaking and entering.
By sector, when we break it out, it's usually the businesses that are a little bit more front customer facing that are impacted more.
With a total of 8 security cameras, Patterson says the cost of the devices remain inexpensive, but hiring security guards doesn't make sense for her small business.
For me, it's not really something that's financially feasible. Thankfully, we haven't had enough break-ins. Even amongst our staff, we just can't really see it being something feasible because it is the cost of a full-time employee.
After 12 years in business, Patterson looks to have Belize Moda shine on.
Focus on the good customers and don't to worry too much about the ones that are trying to cause you trouble.
Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
The Regina Bypass has found a way to combine environmental sustainability and community spirit, introducing a new brand of honey. In partnership with the local beekeeper, the Regina Bypass was able to harvest the honey and share it with community members. The Bypass also had children from the YMCA Regina Daycare design the label for the jars.
Try also to bring environmental sustainability projects, and one of the projects we had was to bring bees around us, and 2 years ago we brought a bee farmer to help us, and he made 32 hives, approx 1 million bees near the bypass. And well, we are today because we had also the idea to ask the kid to give us a drawing.
The jars will be handed out to kids, partners, and first responders. Norway has found about 3,000 tiny pieces of its history. Archaeologists have found almost 3,000 silver coins in a field in eastern Norway. The discovery is believed to be the biggest coin find from the Viking Age. Some of the coins date back more than 1,000 years. This collection offers clues into how the ancient economy worked. The dig is still happening in search of other artifacts. Maybe they'll find some cool vending machine or something like that. Our coin guy could come in and talk about these. He'd be very excited about that. After 50 years together, a couple in Victoria says they've never even had a fight. Even more impressive is their mission to help people in need. Adam Sawatsky explains how these love bugs are putting litter to good use.
Although Lucia and Chris Chater had their first date on Friday the 13th,
we're not superstitious.
They've been lucky in love.
And I never left.
They've been together 48 years.
We've never had a fight, ever.
And credit their longevity with having fun together. Like that time Lucia accidentally called Chris the wrong name.
Called me George, and what? What's that? We laughed about it, and then I called her Fredrina.
So instead of honey or dear, George and Fredrina stuck, even when meeting new people.
You know, we're talking, and I'll say, hey, George, and they'll go, oh my God, we've been calling him Chris. Oh, that's his name. But you called him George.
Along with sharing laughter, Lucia and Chris strive to share a common purpose. Like what happened after that day she decided to do something about the litter she saw on the sidewalk.
I didn't have anything to put them in except her poop bag. A clean one, by the way.
After cashing that in for a few cents, the couple started returning every recyclable they happened upon for a refund.
After 4 months, we had $500.
But instead of keeping it for themselves, they decided to donate it to their local community kitchen.
And I have to tell you, it brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, they don't deserve to be going hungry.
So Lucia and Chris committed to increase their collecting. And despite enduring arthritis in their hands and knees, which can take days to recover from, started spending countless hours accumulating as many cans and bottles as they could.
It's almost addictive.
It's a drive to get more so they can give more. And after 5 years of this, have donated more than they ever imagined.
$40,095. I know. We can't believe it either.
So no matter if they call each other Fredrina or George or crazy,
Crazy for you, can't you see?
This couple has no plans to stop laughing together or stop going on dates to the recycle depot together. Because when you find yourself this lucky in love, why wouldn't you help those who happen to be unlucky in life?
Be kind. Kindness goes so far.
Oh, it does. Goes a long ways.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
See, this is Friday. I need some good news. That seemed like it was a really uplifting piece.
When they were singing, that's what really got me.
Oh, I hope you and Tyler are singing for many years to come.
You know, he doesn't sing with me now. I mean, kind of in the car, maybe.
Rap
I'm going to
interlude?
send him that story, though.
Oh, a Tyler rap interlude would be just baller.
All right, I'm going to send him that idea. Let's get over to the Weather Center now because some great news in Saskatchewan this morning. We're starting to see more of that green color creeping in from Alberta. That's indicating a lot more of those warmer temperatures. Still seeing some of that dark blue up north, though, with some cooler temperatures, but even still not so bad. 6 degrees now in Stony Rapids, 3 degrees in La Ronge, 2 degrees in Prince Albert, already into the double digits, 12 degrees in Spiritwood down in the south. Also seeing double digits this morning, East End, Swift Current, and Moose Jaw. Just below that, Regina at 9 degrees, 7 degrees through Saskatoon this hour, and 6 degrees through Yorkton, 5 degrees in Estevan. So it's shaping up to be a beautiful day in the province. 24 degrees on tap for the Battlefords with a mix of sun and cloud this afternoon. Also seeing 24 degrees, Swift Current, 22 degrees for Saskatoon and Moose Jaw, 20 degrees for Regina and Estevan, 21 for Weyburn, and 17 degrees for Prince Albert, 19 degrees for Yorkton. So really all of this to say all these temperatures that you're seeing on the screen are above the seasonal average. We are seeing some higher wind gusts today compared to what we have been seeing in the past few days, mainly right around North Battleford for the afternoon, up to about 40 kilometers per hour. But other than that, we're looking forward to the evening and overnight hours where the winds really start to pick up in the province. And then continuing through our Saturday and Sunday, we are going to be seeing some higher wind gusts. The 7-day forecast showing some nice temperatures through the weekend, though. 16 degrees tomorrow, so we do drop down a little bit, but that's still above the average. 20 degrees on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud. It is Monday and Tuesday specifically that we really see those temperatures take a nosedive. 8 degrees on Monday for Regina. You're seeing that rain icon right now. We're tracking that at about a 40% chance of some precipitation overnight and into early morning on Monday. It does taper off in the afternoon hours. 8 degrees on Tuesday, up to 11 on Wednesday, and 15 degrees by Thursday. Here's a look at Saskatoon, dropping down to 17 degrees tomorrow, 20 degrees on Sunday. And then again, we're seeing those temperatures drop down dramatically on Monday, 7 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. 9 degrees on Tuesday, 11 degrees by Wednesday, and 15 degrees by Thursday. And to end off our weather segment here, one final look outside through Regina and Saskatoon. Just a beautiful start to the day. Get outside and enjoy it.
Tonight, a proud part of Canada's defense sidelined by injury.
This season has not been the one that I was expecting.
How he battled back for a shot to compete on the world's biggest stage.
You might say that this was a golden generation.
Tonight on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and a new documentary coming is shedding light on what is believed to be a major cause of poor mental health. And I'm joined now by Dr. Peter Neiman, pediatrician and advocate for community health. Dr. Neiman, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Thank you for coming on. Now, you are tied to this documentary and the Screen Break initiative as a man who lost his teenage son to suicide. I guess, could you start off just telling us your story?
Yeah, just to be brief, my son, Ben, passed away by suicide when he was 16, and he was suffering from ADHD, depression, and not to say that he died as a direct result of screen time or, his phone or social media, but it did add quite a bit. It contributed. I've been a pediatrician for 40 years, and over that time, I've seen trends where young children spend an excessive amount of time with their screens. And so this project that was initiated out of Toronto by Rogers called Screen Break caught my attention. And they actually just reached out and asked me to see if we can talk about it and just make people more aware. That's really the bottom line, the take-home message, raise the level of awareness that 5.2 hours of screen time per day is the average for this country for teens.
Yeah, you've been quoted as saying the launch of the iPhone in 2007 was a turning point in our culture. And this documentary talks to teens who spend hours a day on their phones and their parents, and it seems to kind of back that idea up. Have cell phones doomed us all, Dr. Neiman?
I wouldn't say doomed us all, but there's some pluses, there's some minuses. But I think the key thing here, the takeaway is the excessive amount of screen time. So just to cut back a little bit, to ban these things probably will never be realistic. You can't take the phone, go to the edge of the ocean, throw it into the sea. That's not realistic. We have to be realistic. It's about parents providing good role models. It's about not having these devices in schools where the focus should be on education. And then just for parents to become more aware. And what this documentary actually is showing, to the surprise of many parents, they underestimated how much screen time their children were using. So it represents a lot of parents across this country who are just not aware. So if we can just tweak it a little bit, make parents more aware to pay attention to this, because it's really like squirts of dopamine, little squirts of dopamine where the brain gets stimulated every time the screen gets opened. And the average adult in North America opens their phone over 207 times per day. So it's sort of an anti-boredom device. If we can get people to go outside more, play more, connect with their friends, and just cut back on that screen time, then it would be a very healthy thing for the brain, for the body, and for the family.
All right, that is the message here. Mini documentary called the 5.2 Project because, as you said, Canadian teens spending an average of 5.2 hours a day on screens. It's released tomorrow. Dr. Neiman, thank you so much for your time today.
Well, thank you for asking me. It was a pleasure to be with you.
It's Chase from Pure Country Mornings back this week to count down our top 5. Starting off, they're returning to the countdown. Thomas Rhett and Jordan Davis landing at number 5 with Ain't a Bad Life. Ella Langley, Choosing Texas, fallen another spot. She's number 4 this week.
He's choosing Texas, I can tell.
Justin Moore also dropping. Time's a Tickin' is number 3. Up 3 spots, big jump for Riley Green. Change My Mind is this week's runner-up.
So change my mind.
And a 3-peat for Luke Combs. It's his 20th number 1, and it's staying number 1 with Sleepless in a Hotel Room as your top song.
Sleepless in a hotel room.
Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites with Pure Country 92.7. You can find us using the free iHeartRadio app.
Cody First Nation is back with another community initiative, this time supporting young parents. Regina DeClute has the details.
Babies now go to school on Cody First Nation, as the local school just opened a designated baby room for young parents.
I was approached by some of the instructors, like the teachers here, and they asked me how we could get their students back to school. So all the young parents that have been missing school because they're staying home with their babies.
She then invited band members, the First Nations Prevention and Health Office, along with the Tribal Council to the table.
Our best plan would be just to have them bring their baby with them. So it creates a bonding. And we have a lot of knowledge keepers here that still have their language. So the Saulteaux language is spoken in the school, and it's spoken around the babies.
The baby room is a place where students and babies alike can thrive.
So I was excited. I was excited to bring her, but I was scared at the same time because you're young and you have a baby. But I was excited.
There are currently 4 babies in the program, with 1 on the way.
They've been using the program now for about 2.5 months, and we've only had a few days where we didn't have anybody in here at all. So they are using it. They're getting their education out.
Everything is provided for families, from diapers to formula, while they do their homework.
They want to help us to succeed in school and to to hopefully graduate.
Kadot, who was a young mother herself, hopes that they will be able to extend the program in the future. Fruzsina de Kloot, CTV News, Cody First Nation.
Olivia Rodrigo shouldn't be bored for long. The Grammy-winning singer-songwriter has announced a 65-date concert tour launching September 25th in Hartford, Connecticut, and spanning North America and Europe. The Unraveled tour is in support of her third studio album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Concert tickets go on sale May 7th, and the album drops June 12th.
Do you believe in magic? Honestly, since I first walked into your office, I believe in everything.
No fooling around at the office.
Never at the office.
If we got caught, it could destroy everything I've built.
CEO Jennifer Lopez and lawyer Brett Goldstein risk it all in Office Romance. Can this workplace relationship flourish, especially when both people are workaholics? Netflix just released the first trailer for the rom-com, which debuts on the streamer June 5th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Next, we meet a guy who was rolling on the river down under. It's because he took to the water knowing full well he'd be swimming with thousands of crocodiles.
Yeah, but he was at least going really fast as he attempted to break his 4th Guinness World Record in the process. Here's ABC's Danny New.
Okay.
Captain Hook showed us how scary it can be when there's one crocodile in the water. But how would Hook have reacted if he was swimming alongside 5,500? Marathon swimmer Andy Donaldson just completed a potentially record-breaking swim in Australia as he became the first man to swim 34 miles up the Ord River in, again, a body of water with 5,500 crocs.
How come you were not scared of any of the crocodiles, the 5,500 crocodiles?
Oh, look, I would never say I'm not scared going into something like this.
In the dark because it took 16 hours. The Scottish-Australian swimmer got the idea after he was invited by the local swim coach to the town of Kununurra. And Andy, who already holds 3 Guinness World Records, wanted to inspire the younger swimmers in the area.
One of those messages I think I'd love to get out to people is that no dream is ever too big.
But a crocodile can be too big. As you can see, Andy already had a reptilian visitor before the swim even started. However, I now know this video was actually taken before he got there. My bad.
I haven't even seen that yet, Danny.
Oh, look at it. Nothing good could come of that now.
Exactly.
But that was thankfully the last alligator sighting as Andy swam the 55 kilometers unhindered. Even taking his water breaks in rhythm. And after just 11 hours and 51 minutes, Andy finally reached land with locals swimming alongside him for the final stretch. Then, despite experiencing cramps, quote, pretty much everywhere, it was time for Andy to give a lot of high fives.
I've swum in so many places, but this is by far my favorite one I've ever done.
By the way, there was a quick shot of it in the beginning, but you may have noticed that there was a fake crocodile head that somebody put in the water to try and scare Andy, but he was so locked in on his mission, he says he did not even notice the crocodile head at all. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
We expected Danny New to be in a Hook costume or something at the end there. He's always in something.
We were placing bets. I was saying a crocodile costume or maybe a crocodile hat of some sort. We were both wrong.
Yeah. Time for our sidebar. Most people like singing at church because they know it won't be judged unless you sound like this. You can't see the caption there. I guess the guy sitting next to this man at church said, you know what, you should probably not, and shushed him.
Oh, no. know.
He's a little embarrassed. The big bass singer kept going all the way through.
Oh, good.
All the way through for everybody to hear.
Shushed at church would humble me.
You can't, you can't stop. You got to praise the Lord, right?
Last week we had an opera singer. And
we've had some sounds this week.
I started singing opera when the cameras cut, and Daryl said I wasn't bad.
Yeah,
so I think I have a side hustle.
It was surprisingly good. But this week we had
No, we don't need it.
This week we had the seagulls.
Yes.
The pig competition, and now the bad singing guy. We're on a streak now.
Yeah, we sure are.
We're on a streak. Gotta love that.
All right, one more here.
Need some good sounds from Kayleen.
Well, I'm telling you.
But whatever.
I'm going to text you a video after.
Oh, here we go. Don't share with all our friends.
Rescue teams and their dogs are training on Mount Etna's snowy slopes. Training here is important as people visit the volcano. Mount Etna is 3,000 meters tall and the tallest active volcano in Europe. Consequently, that would also make it the tallest volcanic dog training ground in Europe, too.
I deserved that shush. I really did.
Wow.
I was trying to get to the next story. I just wanted to show the dogs.
Would you like to sing us out?
See?
There's a little something there.
How would you deny us that? That's great.
We'll be back with you.
Weekend.
We'll be back with you on Monday unless she signs with some sort of touring opera.